Dude, it feels so good sitting by the sea. Have you come here before?
I have come to Priyadarshini before, but I've never really experienced the sea as such. Usually it's marines for us. And
I feel-
surprisingly, the climate is so pleasant today. I mean, it's not too sunny, it's not rainy, it's
I'm
just
so glad we
perfect,
came here.
yeah.
I mean, cafes, dinners, lunches तो रोज ही होते हैं यार.
That is so true.
You rarely get good weather.
Really enjoying, and it's, the best part is it's not even crowded, so like it's really feeling comforting. ऐसा full
Exactly.
throwback आ रहा है because college के time बहुत हम लोग आते थे, like this used to be like the it place to do whatever
This was
shoots.
like everybody's go-to, I remember.
Yeah, because like I told you, I've come here long back, and the only reason I had come here was because we were doing a shoot for whatever, I think, blog we were doing back at the time, because, you know, blogs used to be a thing. So I
swear.
remember I had my friends who were into modeling. So I had these photographer friends, the model friends, and I was the writer friend slash PR friend who was supposed to get the, you know, behind the scenes and all of that fun stuff. And that's when we had come here. And, you know, early in the morning, the crowd over here is full of your, like, you know, those
True.
athletic people. And I'm just like, wow. And my other friends are like fully decked up. It was a fun vibe. But
That's
uske
true.
baad, I don't remember being friends also with those people. Neither do I remember actually coming here.
Yeah.
But I miss college. I definitely miss college. Do you miss college?
I miss college so much. But I mean, now I'm also enjoying the break I've had post-college, where, you know, that entire transition from college to work
Right.
to a different set of friends. Because though I loved college, I loved my friends, there were certain things which I faced, which were kind of like an eye-opener, which really knocked me down at times.
Like how? What experience are you exactly
So I
talking
remember,
about?
dude, so this was right during my FY, okay? I went to nationals, and, you know, in those initial days, you want to make friends, you want to interact with new people.
Right, yeah.
You barely know people to, you know, even think about that. I remember I used to, like, you know, go and speak to everyone and all of that. And then there were these two girls in my college. I was just being nice to them, and so many times I used to drop them home and all of that. And they pretended to be so good to me on my face. And then later, I heard that they used to say things like, you know, we really don't like her, and she's ugly, and she has a lot of acne, and, you know, we don't vibe with her. And I mean, that was very brutal,
Absolutely.
because I hadn't met people who were so nasty, and
True.
you don't even look at yourself like that. I mean, when somebody says something about you, you start thinking about it
exactly, like, you know, you have so much
yes.
respect and self-love, but it's the others that start doubting you.
Exactly,
And
you start like pinpointing it.
that's when you get the second doubt.
And I never saw myself like that. I mean, you know, post-puberty, of course, like, we all look different.
Right,
It's not
yeah.
how we look now.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God for puberty. Thank God
swear,
it
thank you,
happened.
universe.
Yeah.
But like, we are straight out of school, we are fresh, we are young, we are having like unhealthy food and going out. There's nothing like looking after your skin and taking care of it.
I mean, you are so young back at the time. You don't
Yeah,
really
I
have
mean, you're
the
just having
knowledge.
fun.
And I mean, when it
Yeah.
comes to puberty, your body is figuring it out. You are figuring your life out. So to,
True.
you know, to have that balance, to strike that balance
Exactly.
is
And
something
in my
you
school,
have to
or
practice.
maybe I had never come across people or friends who would like say such things to me.
Actually, that
So I
way,
did
honestly,
not
we had a
know-
really good school. So,
True
I
that.
mean, we've had really good friends back at the time, really good teachers. The experience, the environment has been always just
It was
healthy
always
and
very
safe.
positive. Exactly.
So when you get out of school, it's when, you know, things are just like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, that's
something.
when reality hits you. And it's like, oh, welcome to the real world, like they say.
Absolutely.
And you can't expect everybody to be like you. So yeah, I mean, that was my...
Can you share any of your experience or like your story?
yeah,
per
I remember we had gone to this media festival in June. I mean, college has just started, and
Right.
you know, we had all decided together, you know, let's go. People barely knew each other back then.
Right.
And I went with them. We had a great time. And then here these girls behind my back are saying that, you know, like, they are passing comments on my skin, on my appearance, on my tone, that how I'm dark and this and that. Like, I don't know why they were so bothered. I mean,
I think it just
I never
hurts
had
them how
issues.
comfortable you were in your own skin.
Yeah,
in
like I
your
never
own
had
body.
issues with them, but in
And
general.
that is truly something. It's on them. It's really on them of how they need things to be perfect and how they just don't like it, how okay you are with things being imperfect.
True.
Because to you, that is just who you are. And I think that
True.
acceptance has always been there to us because, I mean, we come from such a healthy background
I
that
swear.
it never felt different.
And somewhere, you know, like though you say, like, I mean, it's very easy to say, ki, you know, I don't care and embrace yourself, embrace the way you are. That's true beauty, that's inner beauty. This is all for Instagram. I mean, if
That
somebody
is
calls
true.
you something, it does affect you, it does bother you, it does screw your mental peace.
Right.
And
true.
this happens. It's not something you can escape. Okay. And I feel that I'm glad that happened. Like, I'm glad they said something so
Whatever
shitty
they
about
had to,
me.
because,
yeah.
you know, that
Because
really
that
defines
really,
them.
yeah,
and
but
not
that also
you.
helped
Yeah.
me cope. I mean, that helped me up my game.
True. I mean, you know, it's just like a,
Yeah.
it's really on how you take it. Had it been not that attitude, you've taken some
Exactly.
other approach wherein you are taking things differently, it would have taken you to a really dark place, and then to come out of it, it's like a whole journey, and it's really up to each its own, truly. Because, you
True.
know, when it comes to me personally, I remember, I think this was back in 2016 when I just started my YouTube and my whatever blogging, whatever it is that I was doing. I'm really not sure what I was doing back at the time. But I remember that time Veere the Wedding, that, you know, the movie was everywhere.
True.
And
I remember, dude, like, I had a squad back in college.
Right.
And we used to call each other by those characters. I
yeah,
mean, you
because
know,
it was
you are
such a hit
Bebo and you are
Bollywood.
Sonam.
Exactly. And I remember we were like a group of 4 or 5, whatever number of people. I don't even remember because that's one memory I'm trying to forget, but it's just there, right? You know? So we were like a group of 5 or 4 girls. And I remember there was this designer who was a very good friend of mine. And she had asked me, like, you know, she wants us to do like this Veere the Wedding shoot. And because she was like an Indian wear designer, she, you know, wanted us to dress up in all of those outfits inspired by the characters from the Veere the Wedding movie. And I was like super pumped about it. I was excited about it. And I remember she made a group out of it. And everybody got a choice of picking up what character they want. But to me, I was automatically the fat kid of the group. And to
That's
that,
so bad.
honestly, I was okay with
That's
it
so
because
shallow.
big deal. I mean, I'm getting a chance to, you know, do a photo shoot, like a professional photo shoot with a professional designer. That's all that mattered to me. So it didn't even click me that how offensive it was, but I just went for the heck of it. And I remember when we went in, and so this was a barter collaboration. Okay, we weren't getting paid for it. We were not taken care of by any means. We had to do our own travel, you know, and it was in Navi Mumbai. FYI, it's very, very far away from here. And regardless of it all, I was just so pumped and excited that, okay, you know, I'm finally getting my first break and this is my first professional shoot. It's going to be fun, right?
Of course.
And I remember going there and all of my girlfriends, they're like, you know, picking up their outfits. They're trying to see, you know, oh, is this aesthetic? Is this going with that? And I had such limited options. Nothing in that trousseau, nothing over there was fitting me. And it felt so disturbing that, you know, I was looking forward to this. I wanted to do this, but nothing out of it. I know the thing was, she was
That's
not
sad.
even okay to alter anything or, you know, just, she
But I
like,
can't
you know,
believe it. I mean, she being a designer was not ready to
Exactly.
alter. I mean,
you
isn't
would
it
want
that
it to
her
fit
job?
right? Absolutely not. She did not care about it. She was just like, you know, wear whatever. Like, I remember wearing a blouse that was not even closed properly, and then I had to take a dupatta all over just to cover it up. And I felt so naked in like the most uncomfortable way, because that's not how I wanted my photo shoot to be. All of my friends were flaunting their outfits. They were having the fun of their time. And I was just with a wardrobe malfunction that I and the designer have both been okay with it, or we are told to be okay with it, because that's the only option. She's telling me that, you know, these are like customized pieces, so I don't want to really open them up. That's going to cost me another charge for my tailor and everything. So you just wear whatever is fitting you, and whatever is open, we'll just cover you up with other girls. And honestly, the picture that she posted on even a social media, and like we all posted, right? But I still remember being so sad about it that, you know, I really don't like this. I really don't like the way I'm posing. You can see how uncomfortable I am in that. But now, you know, I've given a commitment, right? And I'm going to do this shoot. I wish I could walk out back then, but it was my first time. So how do I even know where to draw a line? If only I was there in that situation today, had I raised my voice against it, had I had an opinion about it. But that time, everything is so new. I didn't know if I can have an opinion on it.
Yeah.
It really felt like it was my fault that, okay, you know, it's on me that I don't fit into her clothes. It's really not her, because
And
everybody
it's
else is
hurtful
okay.
more than anything. Like, saying something or whatever, deep down, I mean, it's very hurtful.
Absolutely.
You feel like it's a fucking curse. I mean, why do I have to like bear it?
Absolutely.
What have I done? And you try very hard to like battle it, to fight it.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
took me, and very honestly, back at the time, while the designer was being herself and being a lady, all too, that too, I remember my friends being so supportive to me towards it, and they were trying to help me out in whatever shape or form they could, be it the poses, be it anything and everything. And that was when I was like, not all girls are bad, not every, because most of the
I
times
always say that.
we
I mean,
see that,
feminine energy is divine.
absolutely,
Only if
depends
you
on, yeah,
cut
which
off a
one
few
you
dirty ones.
Exactly. And that to me, I mean, I'm still today very grateful to those friends because it was not their first photo shoot. They had done this before. They were professionals. They knew what they were signing up for. They knew what they were in for. They were so vocal about what they like, what they don't like. And I was just admiring their energy. Had I just been that person, I mean, if I could only go back in time, I'm going to
That's
tell
so
her
cute.
that, it's okay. Like, things happen. And even with that being said, like wedding seasons, I mean, Indian families, every time you would go to a family function, everybody would have an opinion. Oh, you don't cook house, or don't eat so much, or eat only
Dude,
this.
I hate it. I mean, every desi wedding ever, some uncle, some random masi, some chachi who's never even met you will come to you and say ki, oh, don't go on your mom because she is overweight. Go on your dad. And that hurts. And then sometimes they will look at you and then they'll say ki, oh, you look like your father because he's dark.
Right. That
And because
colorism is so unfair. And no
I mean,
matter
who
how
gave
much,
you the right to say it?
yeah, absolutely. No matter how much you say it doesn't exist, I think let's just acknowledge that it does exist and
It
how
does
to
exist.
deal with it. Because if you're in denial कि नहीं ये तो होता ही नहीं है, हम सब एक जैसे हैं, नहीं हो तुम ऐसे एक जैसे. And that acceptance, yeah, people just need to accept that, okay, fat shaming still happens, colorism still happens, and once only you accept it is only when you can deal with it.
True.
And that I think truly is very, very important. I mean, and especially for someone like you have been in the media business and in the
Exactly.
industry. What is that like? I mean, do you see colorism and racism in the
I
media
do
industry?
see, I mean, it exists and we have to live with it somewhere. Because I remember back then, before like doing what I'm doing now,
Right.
which is entertainment PR, I wanted to be an actor at one
Oh.
point in life. Yes, I wanted to. I don't know why. Like now when I feel so stupid now when I look at it. I feel,
Yeah, that's so cute. Okay.
why did I want to? Yeah. But I wanted to. And I remember even auditioning for 1, 2, ads and things like that.
Wow,
For
that's
Indian
bold.
television,
Right.
yeah.
Ooh, okay.
And then one fine day, like one of the casting directors I happened to audition for tells me कि आपको bleach करना चाहिए और आपको ये treatment करवानी चाहिए क्योंकि टीवी पे गोरे लोग चलते हैं and that's how it is. You have to look a certain way कि you have to appear in a certain way for me to
yeah.
cast you. Like even if you do trashy acting, that's fine. But you have to be fair. And that's how Indian television works.
Right.
And I was sitting there
How
like
old
thinking,
were you when this happened?
dude, I was a teenager. Like I was
Oh
in
my god.
school. Yeah. And then they were
School,
like,
that's even bad.
yeah,
Oh
it was
god.
very bad. And then
Yeah.
I thought that, I thought it was a joke. I mean, literally, I started questioning my abilities and everything. Ki
Right.
I felt so, I don't know, I can't even explain that feeling. I felt ki I should have learned about it earlier and not come here. Why did I
did not
come?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I am too confident or I don't know what it is, but this is a mistake of coming here. And that's when I decided ki, I mean, it does exist everywhere.
It absolutely does. And the marketing tactic right now, like, now that we're all about inclusivity
Yeah.
and like how everybody is on the same page and everything. I remember last year itself, I think, or probably during COVID times. Oh my God, COVID was 3 years back. So probably during COVID times, I remember just being at home and, I was getting these collaboration works and there was this beauty brand. It's an Indian oriented beauty brand and they reached out to me and they wanted me to audition for one of their beauty, I think, foundation inclusivity campaign or something. And I was super pumped about it because I was like, so far I've only done one professional photo shoot or, one professional setup wherein, I had to work for a campaign or something. So this, I was super pumped and I knew I was at the comfort of my own house. So nothing like it. Nothing wrong is going to happen over here, right? So I was super pumped about it. And I remember giving audition and they liked my performance. They liked my video, whatever the script they had shared with me. And then I had a video call with, I don't know, I think the manager, campaign head, I don't know who I spoke to. And she said, we'll get back to you because there's something we need to work out on and we'll just get back to you. And then later on, I get a mail that they've rejected me and I was a bit shocked because I remember the conversations and everything was like, okay, we are done. What is the deadline? What are the deliverables? Like we spoke in commercials, sab kuch ho gaya hai. And now she's telling me ki rejected. So I was confusion hua. I would never go out of my way to like text someone ki like what exactly happened. But I was just curious to know. And the person called me back and she said, the thing is, we're talking about Indian skin and inclusivity and you are a little too fair for our campaign. And I said, ये क्या होता है?
Oh my God. मतलब, to be fair is also a paap. And to be dark is also a paap. So what does one be? मतलब तुम्हें brown bread होना पड़ेगा.
I have no idea what she meant because she's like कि तुम्हारा skin tone ना Indian skin tone को represent नहीं करता. हमारा जो foundation range है वो Indian skin के लिए है. And I just could not process कि इसके ऊपर क्या जवाब दे सकते हैं.
I had gone makeup shopping, I had gone makeup shopping and I wanted to buy like a very basic foundation. I didn't even have knowledge about makeup and I still don't. I genuinely don't. I can do like very basic makeup which is like just foundation and compact and I'm done. I still can't. And I openly say it. I remember I'd gone and then I don't know which, I don't want to mention the brand again.
Right, okay.
But this specific outlet, okay, I go there and the person who was in charge of, trying shades and showing me whatever sales,
right?
You say, the sales girl
the
or
sales
executive, And she goes like, you will either have to go for a extreme bright one, which was literally was so white. I was looking whitewashed as if there's some cement or I don't know something on my face.
God, okay.
And I clearly told her it's not even going with my skin. How am I supposed to wear it? And then she's like, why do you look at her explanation? Okay, she tells me, why do people wear makeup? To hide their imperfections.
Oh my
so,
God.
Anyway, this will make you look lighter. I was like, the point is not to look a shade lighter. The point is to just match with the shade, match with my complexion.
Right, absolutely.
And I need that. I mean, I do not intend to look one tone lighter. And then she's like, oh, फिर आपकी requirement ही कुछ अलग है. And I am like stunned over there, like looking at her. And then she goes like, okay, then I'll give you one more shade. Then she whips out one more shade, and which is so dark, as if I'm from Nigeria or I don't know which. It was completely opposite. And then I tell her, this is too dark. And then she's like, our brand doesn't have anything in between. I mean, that is your problem if you don't have a shade which is for...
Absolutely.
Indian skin tone.
Exactly, which is for everyone.
And how is that but I felt so bad. I mean, after that, I just walked off. And I am like overthinking there what do I do about my skin?
I do differently?
How do I do? Like, do I put some haldi lape or do I put some home remedy?
Because that's when you feel, you are broken and you need to fix something.
Exactly.
After having these conversations, because apart from that, you always look at yourself like, this
Seriously.
is what you are. This is how it is. And when others point at you of, how imperfect
and you feel okay, then my parents have been telling me that I'm photogenic. Has it been a lie? Is what you feel.
Everything feels like a lie.
Everybody is looking at you in a lens where you're dark or whatever. That फिर मेरे माँ बाप क्या बोल रहे हैं? Is what you feel.
I understand.
And then we've all had our shares of.
We've come through a
highs
long
and lows,
way, and I think that's the part, we've fought it and we've dealt it in a way where we've come out of that phase. But definitely we've had our shares when we were in the dark space or even the confused state. Chalo, be it weight loss, be it colorism. Like even if you are to try to do something about it while you get to the end game, you have to still keep loving yourself to get to the end game. And it's really
But that's what the point is, how do you love yourself if you have so many people
just telling you otherwise.
That's
really unfair. But I think as long as you have good company and as long as your head is strong and in a right place of, where you are headed to, I think that's what really counts. You know, you just need to be strong.
I mean, we all keep waving the flag of positivity about embracing ourselves and I don't know what not.
It's easier said than done sometimes.
Yeah, we all
and
pledge things,
that
but
is okay. That is
yeah.
really okay. And I think that's a wrap for today's video, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's video because we really had a good time sharing our stories.
True.
And
I
our
feel so
struggles.
light and so liberated.
Absolutely. This
It
was
feels
really
like I was
fun.
bottling all of this up since so long. But yeah.
And especially with the sea and just with the environment, it just came out so naturally because
True.
I remember last time being here in a different